freaking whatever. You know, I just want everyone to get along. And that's what, like, everyone wants, right? Everyone wants that. They want it a lot. At least I would hope so. And I think everyone does, and that's the issue. And it's always the issue. There's always some underlying thing where it's like, oh yeah, but you just don't see that you don't get that oh yeah because you don't see that person's perspective, you know, like someone who watches this, anyone who watches this, there's probably going to be no one that watches this, but you know, it's like someone that loves stinky cheese. If you don't love stinky cheese, you don't get it. You just don't get it. I don't love stinky cheese. I understand what it's supposed to be like. It's supposed to be like sweet and creamy and blah, blah, blah. But I don't like that. It smells like fucking asshole. Get it away from me. Okay? That's not me saying that stinky cheese is bad. That's me saying I don't like it. You can enjoy it. Just don't shove it in my face and tell me that I have to like it. Okay? Everyone's doing that. I've been trying to come up with these funny jokes because at work or when I'm talking to someone, I want to be able to have these conversations and have them for a long period of time without someone getting mad at me or getting the fucking conversation, you know, into a position where it's a boxing match, where you're just, you know, arguing because the person feels attacked. The person feels completely attacked personally, and they can no longer continue with the fucking conversation. I don't want that anymore. It's terrible. It's terrible because most people have to deal with that on a day-to-day basis with countless people. You know, it's unnecessary. You know, I didn't have any speaking points on this specifically. I didn't have any freaking clue of what I was going to talk about. None. I still kind of am just rambling. I'm just rambling at myself. But you know what? It makes me feel way better. It does. It's therapy for me. To have this microphone in front of my face and be like, yo, look at me, I'm awesome. I'm freaking doing it, dude. I'm feeling important because that's what you do to be important right now. Is get your voice out there. And it's not even being important, it's just being a part of the process of, you know, the change. And I don't know where I fit in that, because there's a change coming. There's a big change coming, and I feel it. I see the writing on the wall. Things are going to be changing in a drastic way, and we don't know how that change is going to be. It's going to be in a way that we have never ever seen or never felt or never anything, because we're already living it right now. We're already are being told by our government that we have to be wearing a mask if we go outside. We're already being told that. You know, no one ever thought that things would get that bad, although we've had a pandemic like this before. But this one is not as bad. Hey, don't get mad at me. Everyone's dying. It's not like everyone is dying. Not fucking people from newborns to fucking all the way up, like indiscriminately, blah, 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 dead. No. It's not like that. That's the sad truth. You know, there are a lot of sad truths about what we're in right now. You know, there are a lot of sad truths for each you know, all of us as individuals, right? We've all been affected differently. We're all being affected differently. And it doesn't look like there's any end in sight. So what I'm trying to do is get some hope out there, put some love out there on whatever fucking wavelength this is. It's just me saying, I love you guys, and I love the world, and I do. I do. I don't fucking say I love you lightly to people, okay? There's not a lot of people in my life that I love. Not a lot. Very small. Right? But I say right a lot. I gotta stop that. And this is what I'm here for. I'm here to look at myself from another perspective, not only by, just ranting and putting shit out there and then, thinking about what I said, like maybe looking back at the tape when I'm like editing it or doing whatever, if I even edit this or whatever, and then saying, wow, I can't believe I said that. Am I going to post this? So I probably will, because you know what? I have to do this. I've been telling people for months that I'm going to do it, and I have to do it. And I've been trying to take people's advice. I've been trying, and it's not anyone that I know. It's just the advice that's out there in the world, the stuff, those, anecdotal things. It's like, if you, like what I used was, the one that I used was, if you say it out loud, it has to come true. You put it out there in the world, because if you keep doing that, you're the boy that fucking cried wolf. And I'm not that person. I've worked really hard on all of my shit. I work hard on all of my shit all the time. Don't think I don't, because I do. I'm just saying that I don't know what I'm saying. I'm a person that comes off that's super, like, yeah, I'm into this shit. Let's get going. Let's get into this. Let's go, 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 go. Because I am like that. Because I do want to do that. I want to be able to affect change in the way that I have been affected in my life. And that's not just by listening to podcasts or, listening to audiobooks, or that's because that's what I've been doing the last couple months, or watching documentaries or reading books, or, whatever it is. However you get your knowledge. I want to be able to affect change in the way that I want people to see my energy. I want people to know that what I do, and when I do it, it's because I mean it. I do it on purpose. I do it because I'm here on purpose. Like, I'm wanting to do this stuff. I'm spending the time because I want to be out there. I've always felt like that. I've always felt like and it's not that I want to be famous. I just want to be that person that's connected to everyone. Because I have had no one in my life for so long. And now that I have a little teeny family that I've made with my wife, I want everyone to know that kind of happiness, that kind of, and it's not, I'm not saying happiness as in it's all freaking crimson and clover. What I mean is the happiness of all of it, and being a family, and knowing what it's like to go through those hard times, and trying to stretch that dollar, and trying to, making sure that your kids have a good fucking birthday, and making sure that the fucking tooth fairy shows up, and making sure that, you're just there. That you're being a parent. That you're being a parent in 2020. That you're being a parent all the time. That you're being a husband all the time. That you're being a person all the time. And that's my issue. And that's my problem. Is that I'm a fucking person all the time. and I can't shut that the fuck off. I always have or want or have thought that there's like this thing, this person, this, you know, I've had this idea of myself and I want to project it, and there's this way of dressing I want to dress, and I want to wear those certain clothes I want to wear, like the brand names or whatever it is, and I want to do this or that. I can't shut that off. I'm sorry, but I can't. And I'm not going to hold back punches, and I'm not going to not say what I have to say, because it's what I have to say. I have that right as an American. I have that right. And then we should have that right as a human being, because every single thing that gets told to us, whether it's positive or negative, or whether it's criticism that's constructive or criticism that you may not see as constructive, but someone wanting to hurt you, but you just have to see it from a different way and make sure that you can capitalize or turn it around to your benefit. And what I mean by that is, like, I had a time where I was starting to DJ when I wasn't very good. I was just starting out. And everyone has that. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Unless you go to, like, a performing arts school or something. So you're, like, going to school to hone your, craft, or, like, a technical school, whatever it is that you do. So you have that time to practice. So when you hit the market, or you hit the place where you have to perform professionally, you're, like, seasoned. I didn't do that. I never have done that. That's not who I am, because that's not the opportunities that I've had. And it's just like everyone. Like, I should take that back. That's not just like everyone. There are people that have opportunities exactly with the time they are born. And there are people that don't have those opportunities. But what I mean is, being a regular person, as if when I stepped out on my own, I didn't have anything. I had $0 in my pocket. I had fucking a couple of, rolled joints, and weird rolled joints, like these little mini ones and then big ones, and then I had like a quarter of weed almost that I gave to a friend of mine before I left town to start my life as an adult when I was 17, almost 18 or 18. I can't remember because the dates are so blurry, because it's such a long time ago. It's 17 years ago. So it is 17 and a half. Let's put that, because I'm 35. So, I everything that I've done and every choice that I've made, I know I've made consciously. I know it. Because every day that I wake up, I know that I'm making conscious choices, right? Aren't you? Aren't you making conscious choices? Aren't you when you wake up? When you wake up, you choose what to eat. You choose what to wear. It's not just planned for you already. No one can do that for you, right? So I don't. I want everyone to be there with me, with all of us together, because we are all one on this planet. And if we can't fucking see that, we already know that we're fucked. But what I mean is that you won't be happy. There are people that, are happy, and there are people that aren't happy. There are people that are in the middle. There are people that are way happy. There are people that are way sad. There's everything. There's everything. I always say to people that movies wouldn't be interesting if they weren't based in life some way. Like, we always say, movies can be as ridiculous as possible. And yes, they are as ridiculous as possible. Sometimes more than you as an individual could conceive, because you didn't make that movie. But what I'm saying is that you know, I lost that thought. Uh-huh. You didn't make that movie. But every movie has to be based on real life somehow. Because all we know is this life. All we know is this. You wake up, you go, you wake up, go to school, or you go to work, or you do whatever it is that you do when you wake up, and you have this routine most of the time, because that's what people do. They have a routine. Doesn't matter what age you are, what ethnicity you are, what gender you are, what nothing. It doesn't matter. Nothing is predestined for you. Not in my experience. If you were to stand still in one spot for eternity, the only thing that would happen to you is the things that you can't control. Like, if you were just there, like, say you looked like this, in the middle of wherever, town square, whatever the fuck you got, people are gonna avoid you. Unless it's like they're carrying a fucking rug and the guy's going backwards like this, and then he doesn't see you, and the guy in front of him can't see you because a guy's blocking him, and he bumps into you. Other than that, there's nothing that's happening to you, other than like a fucking tree falling on your head if you're near a tree, or whatever, getting rained on. Nothing will happen to you if you don't fucking do shit. People don't want to work. I get it. It sucks getting up, going to work, and doing shit that you don't want to do. Then don't fucking do it. Do something else. Find that passion that you know you can make money, because it's 2020. If you can't fucking make money off a fucking scheme, and I don't mean scheme as in scheme on someone and steal their money. What I mean as in, like, a fucking idea. Like a business idea. It doesn't matter if you're, 5 years old and you're like, yo, let's set up a freaking lemonade stand. 50 cents, 25 cents a freaking lemonade, cup. Do it. Put that money in your pocket, because that's all we got, bro. What are you expecting, dude? You expecting it to fucking fall in your lap? No. It's not going to. Get up off your butt and move. That's what I say. Because you know what? It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I've got to get this joke in before I cut it off at an hour. Because I can't make it longer than an hour. I can't even go and just start ranting and just start getting into blah, 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 blah. I've already... messed up on shit that I've said. I'm probably not going to edit this. I don't even know how to fucking edit it. I probably will. I don't know. But I've got to figure all that out. That's what I'm saying. My plan is to do this episode and get, like, my wife in on an episode, and a friend from work on an episode, and, like, a friend that I know personally on an episode, and, like, a family member maybe. I don't know. Like, do 2. And I have to figure out a freaking thing. But you'll see me again. Because I need to do this. And I want to do this. And I want to get my energy out there. Because you can do anything that you want to do if you put your mind to it. Like, I was living in a fucking shack. Get this. It's a freaking outbuilding on my parents' property, right? I was living there with no power. No power. The building had no insulation, no running water, no nothing. I made a bed out of freaking pieces of wood and made a little small room. It was like an old garage. Cut it in half with blankets and pieces of like plywood, whatever I could find, and lived there for like a year, dude. Right? Then I met my wife. Right? She wasn't my wife then. But it was the first person that really, really showed me what it was like to interact like a real person. And what I mean by that is to have an argument with someone, and it's someone that you love, right? Someone that you care about, someone that you live with eventually. And you get mad to the point that you're like, fuck you, I can't fucking stand you, I want to punch you right in the face, and you almost do. But when you don't, you can still work it out. And you've never had real physical violence in the 9 years now, going on 10 soon, of being with this person. Okay? Put that into perspective, right? I met her, she showed me what was going on. She was working, then I had to work to take care of her because she got pregnant with my kid, and I fucking did it. I stepped up. And you know, I was working for exactly 2 years to the month when I went back into the bank to get my loan, to go officiate my loan for my house. When I was making... When I first went in, it was $10.75. I think I was making $11.25 when I got the loan for the house, because I got it for such a good deal, and I was able to put some money down on it. You know, that was only a couple years after meeting her and moving in, and then having everything happen. And that, you know, we've been here for 5 years. We've been here for 5 years. And we're not going anywhere. So I gotta get this joke in. I'm gonna get 2 jokes in. What I feel like, and you know, completely comically, what I feel like everyone's doing is being that kid. Being that little kid that you hate, being the cousin that you hate, that every time you're around them, they want to be the center of attention, right? And it feels like what your people are doing is going, hey, I'm super insecure over here. Hey, dude, I'm super insecure over here. So you know what? Is the most important thing. You know, it's the most important thing for everyone to do right now, is to watch me do this. Ah, are you looking? Are you looking? You sure you're looking? Because you need to look. I'm doing this. And you need to look, no matter what. And it's that person. And they're going hey, over here, it's me. So, like, I'm going to go back to that analogy. Like, you're having everyone put out all the fucking fires that don't matter. And I'm not saying that your issue and your struggle as a person or a human being that you've been through doesn't matter. At the end of the day, when you go to sleep, like, for real, go to sleep. Like, when you're putting your head on your fucking pillow, you got to be honest with yourself. Are you fucking thinking about your neighbor? You really? Are you thinking about that? Are you thinking about the person that you work with? Are you thinking about that? If you are, maybe you're in love with them, or maybe you want to be friends with them. I don't know. But my point is that there are underlying issues. It's like the issue had to start somewhere. Like, we had to have issues start somewhere, and that's where we need to go back to. It's like when you get told, dude, you just got to find the root of the issue and then fucking figure it out. That's why you got to deal with your issues. That's how you got to deal with your issues. You know, that's what it is. And that's what we've got to do. That's what everyone's got to do. And that's what I've been doing for a long time. Is trying to be that person and trying to be that change that I want to see in the world. You know what I mean? And it's hard a lot of times. Most of the time I don't want to fucking do it. but I try to do it when I can. And when I see those opportunities to fucking jump on it where it's not going to hurt me in a way that, financially or whatever, to put me in a hole and my family at risk, I'm going to do it. All right. And then the other thing was saying is, the other joke that I was going to say is, in this new world, there are people that have disabilities, right? Let's think for a second about blind people and this whole issue with, gender, identity, whatever. I've been told that you're not allowed to ask. So what happens to blind people? Are they just completely canceled now? Because you do know that they have to touch your face to recognize who you are. But then what happens if they mistake you or whatever? What if you're literally a man or, a transgender, let's put it you as a transgender female, but they don't know that? I don't know. And so, just to close it up in this last 30 seconds, the podcast is going to be, Are We Too Late? I'm going to be adding sound effects in. I'm going to be doing the whole thing. I've got to get my sample up and running now that I got the first episode done. I've got a full fucking hour. I fucking did it. I fucking did it. I fucking did it. I fucking did it. Yes, finally, one under my belt, and I'm going to keep going. I don't give a shit. If I care, sound like a fucking asshole, or if I look like an asshole, I don't care anymore. I've just had it. So, in closing with that, you will be seeing me soon, and I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.